in about half the time.
I am come. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the D&D The Shadow Chronicles, session number 7. Fucking what I call this? Cult Defeated edition. Yeah. This is being streamed on the 3rd of September 2021 at 8:07 p.m. in the MST time zone. If you happen to be a Canadian living in Alberta, Toronto, Ottawa, one of those, it's actually 11:07 p.m. because Canada. Yeah. Per Chris's request, I did the I am come at the beginning of the stream to say when it was the beginning of the stream. Per Iggy's non-request for me to stop doing, but I still did it anyway. I said the date this is being streamed at. Per my wanting to be a little more clear on when this is being streamed, I also said the time this is being streamed at. Per BOG's request for me to be a little bit more clear as to like what time it's being streamed at, I also said the time zone this is being streamed at. And per Mega's request, I also said what it would be in his time zone. Yeah. And if Ian were ever to make a request to me, I would also add that in there.
I would request you to stop this nonsense.
That is like the one request that can't happen.
It's a thing now.
I mean, it's been a thing since
What, like the first couple sessions?
I don't think it was in the old campaigns. I'm pretty sure it started with this one.
Oh, the one prior to this one. You were doing.
I'm pretty. Oh right, I think it started with the fucking. What was it called? Shadows of War. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it started around there somewhere.
As you can tell, I like the dark colors.
Yeah, we got fucking dark shadow.
Next thing I'm gonna do is blood or something, and then you're like so dark shadow blood.
Dark shadow blood.
The crimson coronary. Something like that.
The dark blood.
Or a skull. One of the two.
The Crimson Skull Chronicles.
Oh god.
Oh yes.
That's gonna be a thing now. So we need to make a reference, and I gotta make a character that is basically the Red Skull. Because if you're gonna have Crimson Skull, you gotta have Red Skull.
I mean, Crimson is just another version of Red, really.
As in Hail Hydra Red Skull, or?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
What do you?
I gotta put him in there.
Do you not like the Red Skull for some reason, Ian?
No, I'm just trying to figure out which one he was talking about. But there's like 2, I think.
Is there?
Is it 2 from Marvel or 2 from different sources?
There's the one from Marvel, and then there's one other one from, I think, a show on Adult Swim. I'm not sure.
Venture Bros, I believe.
Which is probably based off of the actual Red Skull from Marvel.
Red Death was his name, and he looks very Red Skull-ish. Like, that's what he looks like.
Yeah, I see him.
Uh-huh.
Which, fairly certain, is based off of the Red Skull, considering his, figure, and also what the fuck he says in the show. About villains and whatnot. But yeah, we're level 3 now, by the way. Yay.
Yay. I had a wonderful setup for your fucking subclass, by the way, and you fucked that up massively. Congrats.
Who?
Mir.
That would be, Gunnazel.
What? What happened? What did I mess up?
Everything.
No, it's me, having expectations and you naturally just basically subverting them massively.
What? I thought it was clear that I was going to be Moon Warrior since, like, the first session, wasn't I?
Oh, no. Yeah, no. You got that right. No. the expectation was you to actually fucking fight the guy instead of running away.
Oh! Why would I... Wait, why would I run?
You did. The berserker.
Hmm?
You ran away from the berserker.
He
What?
wasn't level 3 yet.
No, I was repositioning. Running away would be like running like up the stairs over here and leaving.
Strategic retreat.
Well, yeah, and then he decided to try something, and then it basically try to fucking hide in the weirdest way possible, and
I
He
mean,
got
the
murderized.
main thing I was trying to do was just buy time for Mel and
yeah.
Witch Hunter. What the fuck
Well,
was her name?
I got an idea how to do it. We'll do it later.
you.
Dayu, right? Like
Dayu.
I was just buying time for Dayu and Mel to like break down this skull over here. Cause
You.
Dayu. Because I was not expecting myself to I also wasn't really expecting myself to die that quickly to him. Like he, crit and whatnot.
Well, granted, he critted it like
Yeah.
massively, and when he crits
Has
and
advantage.
he hits,
But yeah, since he was aggroed to me, after going down into here, I was gonna pop back up afterwards, like, "Hey, I'm over here, bud," and then just keep running him around until they finish up with the skull.
But
So,
then obviously you were prone and he destroyed you.
on the other, he already had advantage regardless.
Yeah,
But he had double advantage.
But no,
I think only elves get that.
no. God fucking damn you, elves!
What's wrong with elves?
Get everything. You just get everything. You're just naturally fucking superior almost on everything.
Their one thing is like elven accuracy, and that gives them double advantage. That's it.
You're also protected against schools.
Yeah, it's whatever. They also get
Protected by
magical
ghouls.
sleep resistance.
Yeah, they get magical sleep resistance. They also don't need to sleep as much as everyone else. They also, by the way, depending on the sub race, you can also get dark vision. Also, depending on you can actually out trick people because if you do high elf, you can get extra spells.
Mm.
Also, do I need to go on?
Yes.
But yeah, no.
Elves
No, I know
are
you.
fine. I might be saying this because I am an elf, but elves are fine.
Yep. I'm on Camp Dwarf, so
Cat, stop running around my room. Cat's running around like crazy for some reason.
let me get that out of the way, cat.
Cat, you're going to sit here and not move until it's time to eat.
How long do you think the cat's actually going to sit there, Ben?
5 seconds.
Probably all
4,
day, to be honest.
3, 2, 1. Is the cat still sitting there?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm a liar.
I can't believe you would do this to me.
Yeah.
Lying on the internet?
Yeah, it's like it's not a very common thing or something. Oh, but I know you prefer I don't pull a curtain. I wanted to actually outright congratulate the two of you.
On.
The two of you fuckers dealt with 2 CR2 creatures.
2?
2.
The wizard or whatever he was,
Yeah.
and then the barbarian afterwards.
Yeah. CR2, for those who do not know,
Is a vague estimate.
Is a power level estimate. So essentially how CRs work is if for a party of 4 is the average, they should be able to be at that level of that creature to deal with it. So a CR2 would require a party of 4 adventurers that are level 2. The 2 of them, along with someone else that is a admittedly very high CR, but was missing quite a bit, was able to kill 2 CR2s. Granted, one of them basically got his ass
Handed to
beaten
him.
because he was a wizard, and the 2 of them are got close and personal real quick.
I mean, we also had Dayu,
Yes,
but
also
you
had
know,
Dayu, yes.
she kind of missed everything because she
Almost
sucks.
everything, yeah.
But you had me to break everything,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
including my own character sheet.
You just stabbed every.
So fucking powerful that you broke your own character sheet
Fucking.
to level it out.
You're not allowed to level 3 anymore. You just break everything and lose all your inventory and notes.
OP, no, please nerf.
The in-game representation of this is all of your clothes and such just fall off and then come back on the ground in front of you in a nice, neat little pile. What
Yeah.
did you pick as your subclass anyway?
Dragon blood.
Dragon blood. Okay.
What does it do?
Makes me a spellcaster.
Ah.
He'd be making spells go boom,
Potentially.
potentially.
I also went with it because it went with my actual character the best. Because they already have the dragon tail and the horns. So it fits well.
I went with Moon Warrior because moving to deal damage is cool.
He's gonna be a pain in the ass, and I know it. And I'm
Unfo-
looking forward to it.
Unfortunately, you cannot jump to the moon like I can.
Not yet.
Once I hit level 7 and I can
Ish.
see a creature on the moon, I can teleport to that creature.
Let's make a grounded dark fantasy game. What's that? A level 7? We're gonna teleport to the moon or jump to the moon. One of the two.
To the moon!
Whee! I mean,
The moon is.
I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna see an enemy on the moon, but it's
You'll find a way.
It's technically
going to
possible.
Technically, by technicality, you could hire someone to make a telescope, make them it's so powerful that they can look onto the moon to see a creature on the moon, and somehow use that seeing thing to teleport.
I wish to attack the moon. You're now on the moon.
I mean, I guess technically, if like there's like a clairvoyance spell or something that lets you see an enemy.
Yeah.
So theoretically,
yeah, scrying clairvoyance. Yeah,
theoretically that works.
probably won't, but
I mean, yeah, line of sight is typically needed.
I think it's like part of the subset.
I don't think it specifies line of sight, but I feel like
Oh god, how did he fucking not know that?
I feel
This
like
dude runs like 18 billion fucking games, and yet he he fucked that up.
I mean, he's gone now.
Oh?
Basically, he was a fuckwad that manipulated a lot of his players.
Uh-oh.
And
he got called out.
uh-huh. Like fucking he tried kicking some of them out, and then they all got to talking and realized that he was a manipulator. And so they all banded together, and he's no longer around. Well, he's around,
but he doesn't have anyone that wants to play with him.
Yeah, and considering his profession is running D&D, if no one wants to play, he can't really play D&D.
He kind of fucked himself.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He's kind of out of a job.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna be an asshole, don't be surprised if people call out that you're an asshole.
But hey, I already picked the subclass, so I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
How did you not proofread this beforehand?
What?
Oh.
I'm talking to Nick. Seth. Bleh.
What, which one?
I thought you would have proofread his class beforehand. So
Oh,
you
I
didn't-
did to a degree. I just didn't realize that it was missing a few things. And the power of the GM that's invested in me, I can say that it is line of sight. And
Yeah.
fuck you if you want to argue with me.
No, I don't. It's just theoretically thinking about it makes me laugh. Because in what instance would I want to actually do that, considering I cannot breathe outside in space?
Hot damn. Okay. Let me start the music and we can actually start.
Okay.
Yes, because I was just trudging along in a bunch of bones.
We got really important things to do here. Like trudging through a bunch of bones. And the kind of the sheer horror of that. Hello? Thank you.
Hello? Hello? Hello there?
Alright. You guys dealt with the cultists in this former but obviously dark mansion of one of the royal families of Silov. Or noble families, really. As Genezel is kind of wandering around and double checking things in one area, Meld is double checking and found herself in a labyrinthine maze of the floor of bones.
And I just keep on breaking all the traps because I'm angry.
And out of sheer anger, she has been destroying all the traps. Now, that means we will be continuing with Genezel because the last thing we did was with Meld.
Yeah, because as soon as I saved my thing, everything went to shit.
Yep. Oh, before I forget, Meld.
Yes.
Make sure to save a PDF.
I already did.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, but this is the second character that went to shit and we couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. And the problem also was that we didn't have a PDF for some reason. If when in doubt, and you have the option to, PDF save, please.
Well, this went to shit in a whole different way.
Yeah, but it's still another way that it went to shit, so...
Yeah, it's okay, but just a lesson.
Having contingencies is rad.
Woo! Which reminds me, I'll make some PDFs of your characters again.
Now that we're level 3.
Yeah, now that you guys are level 3. Alright.
Can even add them to Roll20, so that way they can never be lost. Unless Roll20 goes down, in which case, bye.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have it.
If Roll20 goes down, we're not even playing the game.
I mean, there are
I'll
others.
find a way.
There are other things like Foundry, map tools,
Dungeon Spire.
I'm probably not Dungeon Spire, but
I don't think that's gonna be able to do it at the moment.
I think VTT is another one. There are other options that exist beyond Roll20.
Forge. Yeah, Forge VTT.
Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, we can tell that the storm has stopped channeling, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could tell that you don't need to really see. You can feel like the air, like that weird sensation around you that is just like this bottomless. You're like in the cold abyssal area. That's gone.
Yeah, don't worry, I bonked it. It has been bonked.
And there were scratches on the ground here where he got ripped.
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially, what you see in this area is at this place, in this particular pool where he was killed in, you literally see like claws, like 4 claws had ripped, like just went into the pool and just scraped and just left gouges as it, and like actually broke down the wall and the pool blood is starting to leak over. And you can just see like where his body was and like just the blood trail leading up to near where you are. And it just disappears.
Can I grab the broken piece of the pool and see the like a claw marks in it?
Sure.
Alright.
Make a Arcana check.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be perception so you can actually see the claw marks?
It's our investigation.
19.
Okay, cool.
He probably would have passed anyway.
Woo! Alright. So you can tell that this is the creature is very magical. That did this exceptionally magical.
Hmm.
In fact, like the claw marks look like less like animal claw marks, and like it was like a very fine edge that's not natural. And in fact, you've seen this on quite a few times when you're fighting. I mean, some magical users were able to basically just kind of use magic to just cleanly cut through things. That's essentially what it looks like to you.
So like a magic knife?
So basically, it looks like, although it looks like the shape of claws, it was like the claws were like coated in magic or something like that.
Okay.
They were
And
magic.
you can tell that these are fucking huge claws, just by the size of like the fucking gouges.
Okay. I'm gonna put the piece of the pool in my bag.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, after Ian, I suppose.
Alright. Meld.
Uh-huh.
Where to?
Up. I already disarmed the trap here, which was the
Yep.
boulder.
Yep. They're gonna go up.
Uh-huh. Reveal to me the path.
There you go. There's a path.
Wait, is this not a path here?
Nope.
Oh, so it's just up there, okay. I check for traps.
Alright. Roll. Here, guys, just so you can see it. It's not I'm not hiding anything.
And is it investigation or sleight of hand when you check for traps, or is it perception?
Perception.
Okay. 10.
You don't see a trap here.
Can you show me the rest of the hallway?
No.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm going to go take the left path.
Okay.
Because everyone knows you stick to the left wall. Or the right, it depends on the thing.
Alright.
I check for traps again down the hall.
Alrighty.
Nat 20, do I see any traps?
No. There are no traps here. You can safely assume that there is no traps in this section.
Okay. I'm going to investigate this wall.
Okay.
Slash roll d20 plus 3. 20.
As you examine the wall and look at it, and you can tell that this wall has been here for a long time. You also know that it is not a hidden door or any hidden cache or anything like that.
Okay.
In fact, you can tell that this is looks like this little area has been designed to essentially confuse and just slow people down.
Okay. I will check down here then.
Alright.
I check for traps.
Alright.
14.
You, as you start to head down the hallway and keeping an eye on for traps, you see a something kind of glinting just about almost head high, at the height of your head. It
Where
look
is
right here. Oh, sorry, I'm on the reveal thing. Right here.
Can I
And it
see?
goes from, and let me show you. You caught it going from here to here.
You're on the wrong layer.
I'm on the right. I'm on objects and tokens.
I don't see anything though.
Interesting.
Are you sure you're not on the GM layer?
I am pretty sure I'm not on the GM layer.
Nick, analysis.
I see
Now I
that
see it.
line right there.
Yeah, you just put that there.
Yeah, that was what I was doing.
It wasn't there initially.
Interesting.
Can I see what it's attached to?
From what it looks like, it is. In fact, you were barely able to catch this, and it is essentially just like it looks like a very thin, almost invisible, sharp wire from that's attached to what part of the wall to that other part of the wall. You
So it's
might
just
want to do another perception check.
okay. Another perception check. 2.
Yeah. Aside from that wire, you don't know anything else.
Well, time to cut the wire.
All right. Cut the wire. And I would just do an attack roll.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. 23.
Yeah, that's gonna do it easily. So the wire, you swiftly just slice through the wire, and it just kind of falls. You don't know what it's attached to, so you just know that there is at least one wire. So you might want to be cautious on the way.
Mm-hmm. I hold my. I have. Well, I have a 10-foot pole, so I stick it out in front of me and just wave it for wires.
It catches a couple of them actually. You want to roll another attack roll?
23.
Okay. You're able to cut through a couple of them, and you kind of realize that this entire hallway is just
Just razor wire.
razor wire and like interesting little details.
What kind of
It just
interesting details?
oh, looks like they were well, at first looks like it's just kind of a trap setup. You started noticing patterns as if someone was trying to make an art form out of this entire little area.
Oh, so spiders.
Almost. It's like if someone was if like a human was paying attention to it like a spider web and then decided to mimic it.
Hmm. Well, trying to cut more spider webs. Do I make another attack roll for more wires?
Yep.
20.
You're easily able to cut through them. And then continue. And we're going to reveal that, and I'll let you have a little bit of time to yourself for a second. I'm going to get back to Genezel.
Okay.
Genezel, is there anything else you want to do in this room?
I would like to check out the shattered skulls over here.
Okay. For, investigation or Arcana check will do.
Okay. That is investigation.
You're not too sure about what the exact details of the ritual was. You can tell that as you kind of like poked and prodded the skull fragments, you noticed the intricate like symbols and etchings were on the skulls, and especially on the inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that they're magical in nature, and obviously they were used for a ritual to summon a warp storm. But you don't know if you can't tell if heads or tails if they are for like either it is like a main component or an amplifier for the magic.
Okay. I'm gonna take some of the skull fragments with me.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna check out the blood. Well, not that one specifically, considering it's leaking, but
This one?
Yeah.
All right. Investigation or Arcana.
investigation.
That's better. You, as a moon elf, or ashen elf, actually,
Actually, yeah.
you are very, very familiar with the sight of actual blood. And you can tell that this is actual full on a pool of blood, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But you've also noticed that unlike real blood, which when it hits the air, it starts to solidify and coagulate. Blah, can't
Coagulate.
speak.
Yeah.
Coagulate. It will. It seems to just naturally be in its usual state in the human body, and like as far as you can tell, it's just looks exactly like it would be if it was inside it, inside someone's body instead of outside, exposed to the air. You can easily tell that this is magical in nature, and that even like the boiling of the blood, as of a nasty smell it does emits, it still looks like it's just fresh, utterly, completely fresh.
Okay. Can I
If you
take?
want to, yeah, if you have a vial.
Yeah, I got one of those leftover health potions. Well, not. I have a bottle that a health potion was in. And I just
Yep.
scoop some.
Oh
up.
yeah, I should put
Yep.
that in my inventory. Some empty potion bottles.
Yep.
I got a lot of those at the beginning of the game, didn't I?
Uh, decent amount, not a lot.
How many bottles do you think I have? 3?
Oh yeah. All right, so you're gonna grab some of the blood and cork it.
Mm-hmm. And then investigating this fire here.
Okay.
Is it still lit?
It is, it's in fact still lit.
No, it's not. I smashed it.
Well, what's left of it, of the pit, you can see that like the embers are still burning hot.
Okay.
As you continue to grab stuff, need to be able to grab that. Dayu comes down, or comes over to up here, and notices you messing around with things. What are you doing?
Well, I'm looking at each of the different pots and seeing if anything's still active. Because, don't want to leave and then have it accidentally be turned on by someone just messing around. Like damn kids or whatever. So, just making sure that this shit, and I point around to everything that's down here, doesn't reactivate. Because that would be bad, as I'm sure you know.
It would be. And good prudence. A little bit more prudence. May I see whatever you have? I
Only...
wouldn't.
No, go ahead.
So, to make sure that it's not cursed and causes you issues.
Yeah, sure. And I pull out each piece that I've been grabbing.
Mm-hmm. As you pull it out, she brings out a like a small package, like on her hip, and she kind of crouches down the ground and unwraps it and it just flips it open, and you just see a bunch of vials of like certain herbs and what looks like almost glowing liquid gold in one area, and a couple other vials of all sorts of materials. As she, along with a couple scriptures, she sits. She takes each piece carefully with her gloved hands, and she goes through things, and you see each item being start to glow white for a little bit as she puts it aside. The skull emitted a dark purplish color as she is trying to use these items on it. And she paused for a second, frowned, and then pulled out a couple other vials, like pulled a couple of the vials and started pouring some of the contents onto it and muttering what you quickly catch on as prayers. And the purplish glow kind of wafts off in this noxious feeling, or like a cloud that just wafts up into the sky. And then she also looks at the vial of blood that you have, and she just takes one of the like paper scriptures that she has, and she wraps it around it and puts it near the glowing vial for a second, and you see the scripture burn for a second, and after it, like the paper disappears, you just see runes inscribed onto the vial of blood. Hmm. I believe that's everything. Anything else that you found?
I was gonna take a piece of this fire pit. Try to keep one of the chars,
Mm.
So you probably take a look at that.
She approaches the rubble, and she's like ever glowing things, and she pulls out a small thing of tongs and picks up a piece and inspects it. and then dusts it off slightly, and she frowns. It was good that I found. I interrupted you. It seems. This is Ember Warp, as some people like to call it. What it is essentially a warp storm stone, or charcoal that was made from during a warp storm. It
What'd you
doesn't.
call it? Ember Warp?
Yep. In essence, it's just basically a warp touched charcoal. Nothing too bad, but it might cause nightmares and the like, or on a very rare occasion, potentially mutations. So I will take care of, and she pulls out a small sack of leather with like the same kind of inscribed runes that she put on that vial of blood,
Mm-hmm.
and she like carefully puts it in there and ties it quickly. It's nothing too horrible, but it can cause issues and hallucinations as well.
Mm.
So essentially, what it does is it does hallucinations. Uh, has a chance to mutate someone, and it's generally you don't really want to touch this stuff, especially when it's being burnt.
Okay.
The other thing that she mentions to you is that it burns unnaturally long. So she's like, well, charcoal or coal. Let's see.
Why is the music getting all dramatic all of a sudden?
It wants to be into the thing. I put on the second portion of the dungeon, and the second portion of the dungeon is basically like when
Drama,
you
drama,
guys
drama.
know, yeah, a lot of drama and a lot of things. So
After she wraps everything up and
Mhm.
everything, does she then give them to me, or is she hanging on to them?
she eyes you slightly for a second and like tilts her head to an angle. Would you care to hold this?
Yeah, it's fine with me.
I trust you. I'll also add a little bit more pay for the danger it might cause.
Delivery fee.
Mm. I will be requesting to have those items after we leave. The witch hunters would like to study them and make sure that we can deal with it if this crops up in other areas.
All right. I'm gonna grab an extra. What's it called? An extra supply serving.
Uh,
What's the word for it?
Sample.
Yeah, an extra sample of each of the things then.
okay.
So that way we can each have one of each.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I remember what's missing from my notes. I actually was taking notes in my notes, like keywords and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Character sheet, items, notes.
Alright. So
So
she
let's see.
also she does the same thing that she did with the other samples and make sure that you can actually safely handle all of it.
Okay.
What was the name of this family again?
It is
That was
the Barvoria. So Barvovia family.
Okay.
Or what was the Barvoria family?
Okay, so I have Badger Drunes and Barovia family in my notes because that's all I can remember.
Mhm.
Okay, continue.
Alright. After you get a second samples and she seals them all in the same way, what are you gonna do?
Also grab some of the uh a vial of the blood that leaked out of this one and compare them.
She also goes over and grabs another a vial of this blood as well.
Mhm.
And noting that you probably made a good idea, and so she follows you on that. And she, of course, is going to seal everything just in case.
Yeah.
Your companion did a lot of damage, as most of the stuff in this room was broken by me.
So, Dayu,
Mhm.
how exactly do you undo the seal?
Primarily,
Is it just opening it up?
a phrase. Is there a specific reason?
Uh, if I happen to get in a tight spot where I have no other way other than potentially gambling everything on like something, I would like to be able to know how to unseal it.
Persuasion check.
Music didn't like that.
All right. You can tell that she's not particularly happy with your thing, but before she opens her mouth to refute you for a second, then pauses, and she seems to be deep in thought for a second, and then slowly, reluctantly nods. For the vial of blood, it is our where is that? There we are. For the vial of blood, speak uh, the the light master's name.
As in the actual name of it, or the Lightmeister's name?
The actual name of the god.
Okay.
Do you need me to tell you what it is?
I'm pretty sure I have it written down.
All right. For the stone, nothing too much. You just have to the stone, the skull stone piece, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just wrapped in basically like a cloth covered in like religious symbols.
So just uncloth it, basically.
Basically, all you have to do is really uncloth it. Like it's clothed and then it's like basically sealed like by like a nail or something. Something so to hold it tight, basically, so it doesn't just magically unwrap itself and cause an issue.
Okay. Also, I don't have the Light God's name, so
Yeah, that's why I
he's
asked.
yeah.
Memel. Memel. Mellow or
Memelo.
something.
Something that can only be said in Celestial. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works. It can only be said in Celestial.
And the Ember Warp.
And then the Ember Warp is basically in or rather like a larger piece of a glass, and it has a cork on it, and the cork has basically. Have you seen one of those sanitizer like sanitization uh caps for like when that they sometimes have like that like that like the sticker that says it's sanitized or something.
I've seen the stickers, yeah.
Okay, basically it's something like that where essentially it is it just like a piece of parchment is like firmly attached to it, and all you have to do is just twist it, and it will rip off.
Okay.
And I know that's kind of hard to do with corks, kind of, but basically it's tightly like it's tightly compacted, and you just basically have to kind of lift and twist the cork to open it.
Okay.
Anything else?
I think that's about it. Die.
No.
Oh, actually, I want to take a drop of blood from each of these and taste it.
Oh yeah, that is a thing of yours, isn't it?
Uh,
Or is that just you?
this is him wondering, cause he was in there, had a little gurgled
You
it a
tasted
bit.
it, so you don't really need to really taste this one because you're already very familiar with that taste.
Yeah.
This
Yes,
one
yes.
is slightly different.
Cause you described this one as warm still, right?
Yeah, it's like basically a very iron tinged taste to it.
I mean, isn't that how blood always tastes? Iron tinged?
Hmm. Almost like basically a mixture of like metals that you like if someone just put like a piece of metal in your mouth, but a little bit warm.
Okay.
Why does blood taste like pennies even though it's not copper?
We have a bunch of different metals in blood. Iron isn't just the only type of metal that we have in our blood.
Also, I'm pretty sure pennies aren't made of copper anymore. It's like some sort of alloy.
They're still copper plated, I'm pretty sure.
But I think that's about it for Genazol.
All right, Meld.
Mm-hmm. I check for traps with my big stick.
All right.
Attack roll, I assume.
Yep.
22.
We were able to easily break through all this. Bit of more of the wires.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, what I wanted to do.
What did you do?
I accidentally clicked on you. Yeah. There we go.
I do the stick again. I assume I roll.
Yep.
16.
You were able to successfully hit all of the wires. As you kind of look at all the wires on the floor, you get closer and you find it's looks like another dead end. Make a perception check.
Roll D20. 19.
At first, it looks like a regular, just dead wall, like a dead end. And in fact, it primarily is. What was unique about it, though, is in this wall you see like it was like someone essentially took someone's body or skeleton and infused it into the wall. And it's basically looks like it's begging for something. It basically in front of it, it has its hands cupped.
This looks like a job for investigation.
Yeah.
Roll D20 plus 3. 11.
You know that if you do something here, it will cause a reaction. You don't know what it is. And you can't really tell for certain that if it's mechanical or magical in nature if you do so.
Let's see. Dungeoneer's Pack. What is in the Dungeoneer's Pack? Dungeoneer's Pack 5E. Water skin, rations, tinderbox, torches, pythons, hammer. I'm going to put the crowbar. No, not the crowbar. Let's see if it has its hands cupped. That means it's like water or something. I'm gonna put the water skin in it.
As you put the water skin in it, the eyes start glowing.
What color are they glowing?
A pale blue, almost icy looking. And then make a perception check.
Rolling for perception. 18.
You kind of briefly, as you, like just underneath her nose, you notice that the finger, like the smallest fingers, the pinkies, start to twitch, and you see, so you were able to pay attention enough. You see that the hands clutch to uh
Water skin.
the water skin. My brain decided it was done there for a second, and it brings it closer to its mouth, and like the head opens, and like just like the jaw just kind of swings open, and it shakily gets it over there, and you can tell like the basically where the arms are fused to the wall, it like barely makes it to its mouth, and like it takes one of its hands and it starts unscrewing the water skin, or like opening the water skin so they can drink.
Okay.
As it opens the water skin and pours the water into its mouth, you hear a rasping, what a fine, fine, cool taste. And you like the eyes are not really focused on you. It's just kind of staring out for a little bit as it kind of drinks, and the water basically some of it like just drips down its the jaw, but oddly enough, it doesn't like drip out of its skull or what's left of the skeleton on the wall. Mm. And the head like uh after a little bit like it stops drinking and like actually pays attention to you. Oh,
One, mo-
milady,
one
thank
moment.
you.
One moment. I'm being called to feed the cats.
All right.
Hmm. Okay. I guess I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink.
All right. Hey there, chat. I think we're alone now. And by that, I mean I'm not even talking to chat, because chat doesn't fucking exist. Get wrecked, me. Haha.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Ah, that's the fun time of waiting for him to come back.
Indeed.
So when did the Arcanum thing happen, by the way?
Like Monday, I think?
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was really recent.
Yeah. Fucking. There've been a good amount of memes out of it, which has made it funny. Like, one of the things he said is, this is why I don't play Among Us, because I'm too powerful. Something along those lines.
God.
Okay, I'm back.
Another one was that, only 17.8% of his players become his friends, which, mind you, is a really good amount considering that he's like a professional and has done it for like at least 500 people. That's like 70 to 80 some odd people that are still good friends of his.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, happened Monday night, and fucking one of his streams is called The Final Toll, and that's the one that happened on that Monday, which
Oh,
is really funny in both an ironic and literal sense.
yeah, I mean, I don't think that was supposed to be the actual final fold, but okay.
No, it was like session 4 or something, but I still find it really funny.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yes, you may resume, as I have returned.
the skeleton is looking at you. Ah, milady, thank you very much for the refreshing, a bit plain water. I haven't had water in, oh, a while. He, kind of, almost, like, he kind of dips his head. slightly. I would bow fully, but I am otherwise incapable of. And as he gestures to himself, infused to the wall.
It's all right.
Is there anything I can do for you as a payment of, uh, in return?
I actually have to think of something now. Uh, what can you tell me about this area? As I point to all the bones.
Mm. Originally, this was a mausoleum of the Bavaria family. Until the cultist, and he, like, you could just, although he doesn't have the muscles to do so, you can tell that he was scowling. The damnable cultists came and tricked the poor lord into worshipping them. The family, oh, was at a hard time, so he was easily fooled, unfortunately. So when that happened, when they needed to make sacrifices for things or wanted to loot the mausoleum, they just scattered the bones and pounded them into the floor. I've heard talks from the cultists. They have another place for more of their victims for the sacrifices.
Can you tell me where?
Oh, out of this little area, it should be past the storage room and into the primary uh cellar area. Although I don't think it's been a cellar for a long time now.
Is he talking about the area we're currently in or somewhere else?
So he's saying past this, like basically past this area in the storage room, and then he said like the primary cellar.
Uh,
There is a little deeper of a place. We then the thought process is to be able to, well, make it go a little deeper and then establish a well. We never, the family never got to around to doing that though. Mainly because due to the hardships. Just was not feasible and necessary. It was a backup well just in case of, well, they were under siege. As from what the cultists tell me is they actually have started putting their sacrificial bones there. Should be past the wine cellar, and there's a little area, a small enclave,
so here, where I'm
roughly.
pinging.
Yep.
Okay, just going to draw a thing. Freehand. Okay, drawing tablet does not work for this, so I have to do it by mouse. Okay, marked it.
Okay.
Pretty sure I know
And
where that last key goes to then.
so he kind of goes, well, any particular reason for wanting to know where those are?
Oh, we killed all the cultists and we're setting free all the kids.
Hopefully we're able to save as much as we can. Uh, I've been hearing the screams, but, well, no one goes through here. And they certainly made sure that I can't go anywhere. Or if there were people to, find me. I know loads about the area. I was the head butler. Nowadays,
Trying to think of a way. How attached is his skull to the wall?
make a perception check.
8.
You can tell that, like, his skull isn't attached. But you don't know if you would be able to really pry it off or what have you. There's like looking at it, there's no way you can get a good grip as far as you can tell.
And I just put my hand through his eyes.
I mean, yes, but you don't know if there's enough give.
I have a crowbar.
If you want to try it,
Would
DC
you,
12.
and would you like to see if you can come with me?
Come. Hmm. Well, what about the other reason?
Well,
I mean,
since you're the head butler, you can probably help us out find all the stuff that the cultists could have hidden around here. Also, I bet you would like to see the young masters again.
oh, my wife tried to smuggle them out. I attempted to stop them and to be a distraction. Well, this is the end of the result. He just gestures to where he is. We both care deeply for the young master and mistress. Now, I would love to see them. And from the sound of it, I'm assuming they did not make it.
They did not. They're currently
Oh,
they're currently haunting their bedrooms.
of course they would be. They do love each other, and they do love messing around with each other. And, well, if they don't have to ignore anything and just play around, well, why not? Very well. You may take me.
Okay, I attempt to remove his head from the wall.
Strength.
Slash roll d20 plus 2, correct?
Correct.
14.
Oh, did you try that with like a crowbar or whatever to leverage it, or were you trying to figure out a way to use an item for that?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, roll one more for advantage.
Okay. 20.
Okay. At first, you were attempting to like figure out how to do so, but you were able to notice uh like the neck, like the junction between the neck and like where the skull is. It's a little looser than you initially thought. and you were able to put like the crowbar in a specific way, and with an almighty shove, you were able to pop his head off. Oh dear! As he falls to the ground. Well, that certainly is something. Well, could you take me away from this dreadful place?
Sure.
Well, I see that they've put in all of the wires.
And they're all cut.
Mm-hmm. Good luck with that. Not quite a few people died, yeah, for that. I've actually stopped really talking for, well, an obvious reason. If they come over here, then more than likely will die. No, off we go. As you head off with him.
Mm-hmm.
Gazelle,
I'm assuming there's nothing else down here.
not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really got anything else to. I mean, actually, I'll check each of these like little things to see if there's anything inside them.
All right. Aside from the obvious that like this one has two more children's bodies,
Mm-hmm.
which looks like that was like basically they just unceremoniously just dropped them in there.
Aren't they supposed to be killed ceremoniously?
Well, no, like essentially all the blood was taken off, and then they just took the bodies and just like threw them out of the way. Basically, because they don't really they needed the blood, not the bodies.
By the way,
And
I do take my thing back.
And then your thing back.
The water skin.
yeah.
And then I check the bodies to see if they have anything on them.
About like 4 or 5 copper on one of them, a little bit of like 2 silver pieces on another, and one of them, the young lady has like a little fine necklace with like well, you can kind of guess is just like a stylized like sewing needle uh on it,
Mm-hmm.
like a little. On the other one, you find like just a simple silver ring, or not like actual silver, but it's like a silvery colored ring.
Okay.
On these bodies here, I'm assuming you're also checking those.
Yeah, and then barbarian over here.
You already checked the barbarian.
Oh no, I'm
Well,
checking it.
Failed.
I'm checking it to hunt it a bit more,
checking.
quote unquote.
Yeah. So
But yes, these two bodies.
you as you kind of go through, you find in this one, it looks like it's just really simple stuff, and it has like 3 copper on them, and it's just like a very common clothes. In fact, you've seen these type of clothes uh, on John the farmer before, and you can really infer that this literally is just a farmer's kid.
Okay.
And on this one, you find like a couple silver, and like the clothing is a little bit finer, and it has a bracelet on one of its on one of its wrists.
Mm-hmm.
with an odd design on it.
What is it of?
Make a history check.
8.
Seen this before, and you kind of know it's kind of important in the principality for some reason, in that you know it's a group. But God knows what it is, and it doesn't really matter to you too much. You know it's not like related to their like soldiers. So who gives a fuck? As for these two, you got like looks like a simple, looks like basically someone in just simple clothing again, and this one had uh the clothing is actually well maintained, and you can tell that's although they are worn, they are well cared for. As for this, as you come back to here, and you check by kicking him around a little bit to double check certain things,
Mm-hmm.
kick an arm to make sure he's not hiding anything there, kick another, like one of the legs out of the way just to make sure, and kick him a little bit more to make him roll. You find you notice something that was on it, like on one of his hands. It's another ring, a little bit more intricate, a little bit more interesting, and it's a simple metal band, but it has a coat of arms on it, and the coat of arms is actually, I'll tell you later on that one.
All right.
So
I scoop up all the other stuff, leaving the clothes on them, and then ask Dayu, so what do you want to do with the bodies?
I'll be more than likely I'm going to be doing what I've been doing with the samples you've gotten to them, and then be waiting for more witch hunters
All right.
before they. And I ask that we don't leave until they come. They are due in a few hours time.
That's fine enough. I'm still a bit beaten and battered, so want to rest
Being
a bit
battered,
anyway.
bleeding, battered, and slightly bleeding to death.
Also,
Come on.
also probably swallowed something that didn't taste too good, so
Yes.
Speaking
She
to the
tosses
girl.
you something to get the taste out of your mouth.
thanks. Glug glug glug. And then I
It's right.
mouthwash
It
it.
tastes, and it
Yeah.
tastes even worse. Mwahaha.
It's it's an odd, like, it's like a herb and root type mixture, and like it kind of earthy, and then you can taste some type of like fresh mint.
Are you sure it's not cilantro?
Mint.
I was really hoping she accidentally threw the wrong bottle and gave me some
Mm.
blood. Ah yes, ah yes, my favorite drink, blood.
More blood.
More-
Glug glug glug.
Eh.
And it turns out it's vampire blood or something stupid.
So now I am vampire.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now the bloodthirsty elf subrace is now vampire. Alright.
Alright, yeah, that's all I wanted to do.
Meld.
I return to the big area, carrying my new friend. What's the butler's name?
Joffrey.
Joffrey. Okay.
I really caused quite changes. Made this place really tacky.
Hey guys, I found the butler. And I hold up the skull.
And the skull kind of eyes glow like, oh, ah, good to see you. As you hold up the skull. Dayu zeroes onto it. And immediately like comes over towards you and starts muttering. And just kind of makes some gestures here and there. And like a glow appears around or like around the skull for a second, and he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Look, I am very much a member of the church, milady. You don't have to worry about that. The word is still strong with me, even if the cursed magic is what keeps me here. She nods for a second and goes, pulls out a parchment of some of the scriptures that you saw again as well, and then places it, like kind of wraps it around the skull's head, just in case. It's not the first time that we had such foul necromancy used against people. Have you found anything else?
He says that there's a door over here. And I walk over to where the door's supposed to be.
Huh?
So, you're a skull.
Yes, I am quite a skull.
So, how'd your parents, you know?
I wasn't alive before this.
Oh, you're one of those undead.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You see, the cultists were not particularly happy that I was distracting them and trying to save the young master and mistress. And they weren't particularly happy with both me and my wife. I believe she more than likely passed relatively recently. She was the nursemaid for them.
Hmm.
Make a perception check, Meld.
Mm-hmm. 11.
You kind of look at what looks like a wall. What you're looking at looks like basically it's just a continuation of the wall for a little bit. But you noticed like a small odd like a break, and you were able to find the door. It was rather hidden. And I gotta find it, see if you could find the key.
I
Oh,
have one key I don't know about.
yeah. Do you know where the keyhole is?
Can't I see where the keyhole is?
Uh, do one more perception check. Yeah,
19.
you were able to find it. It
Sweet.
wasn't where you would think it would be, and it was kind of it's a little bit higher than where you are, from your height. So you had to kind of get on your tiptoes to open it, but you were able to do so. And as you put it in, it clicks ominously, and it swings inwardly open. soundlessly. As you guys continue that way down, yeah, let's not do that.
Did you do a bad thing?
Yes, I summoned Cthulhu.
That doesn't sound very good. Oh,
Uh,
we're going down.
Yeah.
I check for traps.
You don't need to.
Okay.
You actually see where like a couple traps were, but it looks like someone just basically bulldozed through them. Like they just basically tanked them all and just broke them on the way out.
Oh yeah, this is where the barbarian came from.
Mm-hmm.
Did he take damage from them?
No,
Okay. Is Dayu coming?
I'm working on it.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
As you guys enter here in a circular room, it's just a pile of bodies. Looks like most of the aside from like rotting cloth, most of the valuables are long gone. But like this place, this is clearly somewhere where they just toss bodies and don't really care too much about the positioning or whatever. And you guys feel this unnerving amount of rage. You don't know where it's coming from in here, but it feels like there are people screaming in fury, just kind of like silently in here.
Is it directed towards anything or just a general?
It just in general, like they're just angry at the entirety of whatever the situation they're in. Dayu actually follows you, and as you guys enter the room, the butler actually goes, "Oh, oh dear, very, very bad. None of them had any of the rights or anything. They were just buried here. They're just thrown in here. They're screaming about how the unfairness of it all. They want vengeance." You can tell like the butler's like by the strain of his voice that he's like kind of just really unnerved about this. Dayu is kind of looking around warily, like scanning everywhere, and she frowns slightly and then goes, "All right, you might want to back up a little bit. I might have to anger the spirits a little bit more." Uh, and she takes a piece of chalk and she writes a symbol here and here, and as she does so, she mutters something, and then both sides glow for a second, and like a soft golden glow appears in front of you to make sure that they don't try to cause you problems. Now, let's see. She ends up kneeling down and putting clapping her hands together into a prayer, and she starts muttering to herself, and a soft white glow kind of starts emanating from her, and make a perception check.
12.
11.
You hear what sounds like a massive windstorm whipping about. You don't in this room. You don't really notice anything particular. It's just like lots of howling. And as she mutters, you can see her face strains and her body tenses a little bit, and she almost flinches a few times as she still mutters and to herself. The butler goes, oh, I see. She's doing that. Well, if anyone can do it, it would be one of the witch hunters. She's pacifying the spirits. Yeah.
But what if? Nah, never mind. No one wants to do
Gosh.
that.
That's probably a good idea. No one would like to do that. Whatever that is. As he kind of talks to you, you notice they're the same kind of chilly blue light that's from his eyes are starting to just kind of emanate from the piles of bones, and you can see wisps of almost like smoke thing incoming. Make another perception check.
14.
13.
You get it kind of in Gazelle, and you get to see any peripheral vision and what have you. Faces kind of flying about, screaming, and they'll appear and then disappear in an instant. Meld,
Hmm?
it doesn't. Kind of you see outlines of people, farmers, traders, bandits, children, adults. They are just flying in a whirlwind, and in a circular motion, and then they're picking up speed. Primarily, most of the ghosts are children, and they you can see the bare minimum that they would glance at them. You can tell that they are absolutely they just look livid. That's as far as you can tell. As Dayu mutters to herself a little longer and it starts getting louder, you can see one of the spirits actually flew by, and when she flinches, you see a spectral hand try to claw at her. And after about a couple more minutes, the glow intensifies, and then that howling noise and all the spirits just stop really moving, and they just kind of hover about, as if they kind of realized what they were doing, and they realized it was not that productive of a thing to do, and they didn't know what to do with themselves now that their anger was spent. As you Dayu like shakily gets up, and you can see like some blood kind of dripping from like, a couple cuts here and there. She actually takes some of it and just wipes it on the symbols, and the barrier, small barrier, just fades out of existence. Ugh. And she turns back as it opens up for you guys to be able to come in. She does two loud claps, and the spirits basically stop and just kind of just calmly just walk, like just float off. Well, haven't done one of these in a long time. Or not as big as this. Hopefully they'll be able to find peace. Let's see. We are here to look for the twins, correct?
Yeah.
Well, let's start going through the bodies. And she kind of bends down and starts rummaging through. The two of you make a perception check, DC 14.
18 and 20.
Woo! Alright. Although it takes you a few minutes, you guys actually were able to spot them. In fact, Gezel was able to spot it quickly because he remembered like the ghostly, like the clothing that the children were wearing when they were talking with you, and was able to spot like what looks like the remnants of the clothing. And it was and you guys were able to dig out after like through the pile, and you were able to find two 9-year-old skeletons kind of curled up next to each other. Ah, believe that's them.
It
But
those look similar to the ones earlier, so probably.
well then, that's good. Uh, now where are the children?
They're still at their bedrooms, aren't they?
I believe they came down with us, so yeah.
You,
Should we bring the
yeah,
bodies up there, or should we bring the spirits to the bodies?
as you're talking, you see a little girl's head poke out here. Oh, oh, you found us? And her head disappears. After about like a minute, like two ghost children just kind of run out of the wall and runs over to you. You found us. You found us. And
Yeah.
the butler goes, "Oh, my, oh dear children, young mistress, young master, young mistress. I'm sorry that I failed you." The two children kind of pause and look at the skeleton and goes, "Oh, so that's what happened to you. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, Mr. Joffrey. We, uh, we would come and visit, but we didn't know where your body was, or where you were. You didn't come and visit your wife." He, the butler kind of gives a echoey, rueful chuckle. "Cannot be helped. It cannot be helped. Don't worry about that. we do have your bodies. And I'm hoping, his eyes dart to Dayu and you guys, that you'll be releasing the bodies. The spirits will just kind of mingle around the household for a bit before returning to here.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a plan.
Okay. Dayu starts like pulls out a vial of like of a familiar white substance that's like glowing bright white. Still fire. She says, it will cleanse the the skeletons. You guys might want to back out though. The room is going to be rather hot and rather dangerous in a few seconds.
Hmm.
And she takes this big bottle and just tosses it in the middle of it, and like with a heavy like hard throw, and it just shatters, and the flames greedily just start consuming the skeletons. She quickly actually follows you out as well.
How many of those you got?
Oh, generally, one more, just in case. I always usually carry 3.
I can see why. By the way, what exactly do you do as a witch hunter?
Primarily,
I assume hunt witches.
I mean, yeah, that's like the description of the job, considering it's like the title. But I would think that, hunting down ghosts and such would fall under your purview.
you are partially correct. Depending on the branch of the witch hunters.
There are different branches?
Yes. My primary focus is cultists, as opposed to poltergeists and spirits.
Hmm.
And undead. As opposed to demon worshippers. Well, more specifically, demons, not demon worshippers. And also, most people are trained into dealing with the most recent threat of the dark gods. The issue, and then that's just that, and then also the heresy. The heretical. Those who worship and whisper behind closed doors is slightly different than cultists.
The Horus heresy?
Not a horse heresy, although that was a rather strong movement way back.
Nick didn't get the reference at all.
I did
No,
not.
he did. No, it was like one of the most pivotal pieces of 40k
Okay.
lore, but or at least for the humans. So
So wait,
Hmm?
how does one become a witch hunter? Because you said you were getting new recruits and whatnot.
primary, we usually end up picking people with the right aptitude through the schools, the church, or the ward of Memorial,
Hmm.
and potential recruits from the field or the army. And it's a uh, eclectic group. Each one, of course, is working on certain things. I cultist, others undead, and the like.
Any reason you specifically wanted to become a witch hunter?
My village was destroyed by A cult. None of the Dark God ones. Another one. A primary demonic worshipping cult. And if it was not for a demon hunter, a witch hunter, I would have been killed and potentially sacrificed. And I didn't really have anything else to do. Well, my family was dead when I was only 9, and they offered, so I accepted. Be able to prevent this type of atrocity is the reason why I'm here. The fact that I failed is to prevent something like this. She gestures just to things as the fire consumes more and more of the bodies. It means that I have to step up and do more.
Well, I hope you actually reach those goals then.
I hope so too. And the Ministry of the Witch Hunters thanks you. The amount of work you've done, the amount of legwork that you've accomplished, the disaster that you prevented is going to save lots of lives.
As it should.
As it should. She nods.
Mm-hmm.
The ghost children are kind of dancing around you guys. But like just circling around you guys and like laughing and giggling, but like just kind of slightly in the background.
Look, Mel, they want to say hi to you. Say hi back.
I wave.
They the little girl like twirls around and like gives a curtsy and giggles, and she kind of runs off a little bit. And as you notice, her like their like ghostly forms are slowly like fading further and further. Thank you, thank you. We've been here for a long time. And we want to see Mama and Papa. So thank you for allowing us to do so.
Wait, am I still holding on to the skull?
Yeah, you stuff the skull unless you want to throw it in there.
Oops, here you go. Forgot about you.
He goes, oh, whoa, what? As you throw him in there, but just because he's startled that you tossed him there. As his skull kind of like bounces like, well, thank you for freeing me. I sure hope that whatever happens, all of you have a blessed time, and whatever goals you have get accomplished. Is the least that we can hope for. As his skull starts catching on fire, goes, this is uncomfortable but understandable. And he slowly but surely gets turned into white ash as everything else burns out.
Hmm.
The children that are alive, Dayu speaks, they'll survive, but we'll need to move them out of here. Thankfully, for political reasons, the heiress is here as well, and although half-starved and injured, she is still alive and recoverable.
I stretch and then say, well, I guess we just wait for the other witch hunters to show up then.
Yes, but let's not do it here.
I mean, I look around. It does not seem like the best plan, no. Just wait
No.
down here. I just wait outside up front.
Yes, just in case if there's any other unforeseen threats.
Mm-hmm. And I point back to the fire in case that spreads somehow.
She nods. All right, let's go. And then she leads you to over here.
We head for our break.
Yeah. I'll be back in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hello and welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hello and welcome back.
Welcome back.
You see, I get the responses, Ian.
You don't get the responses.
I didn't hear anything after you said something.
I did.
But when I said something, you know, I get the results.
Yeah.
No.
Let's not worry about that. I probably should have done this before.
What should you have done?
Moved you guys, your characters, over to the right place.
Potentially.
Alright. As you guys climb to the first floor and quickly exit the building, you found yourselves kind of waiting in the grounds. Is there anything you wish to do while you're waiting?
I'm gonna go look at the statue in this mysterious pool again.
Okay.
I will long rest, short rest. How long is it gonna take them to get here?
They say about 6 hours.
Okay, not quite enough for a long rest, I guess.
No. 6 to 8. So if you want to do a long rest, you can.
Yeah, I'll just long rest.
They'll need to get the blood off them. There just happens to be a fountain over here they could use to wash off all that blood, which is
Ew.
going to horribly going to stain their clothing.
I mean, it's already stained at this point.
There's no denying it's gonna be stained.
You can make it slightly less stained.
Give me 1 second.
But yes, changing them out of their current clothes into something better, probably fine. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna long rest.
Oh yeah, I go back and grab my cloak again.
My
You know,
best friend has a legendary ability of calling at the wrong time all the time.
is he calling at the time right now?
Yeah, that's why I had to pull back a little bit.
Hmm.
So,
But yes,
yay!
I reacquire my cloak so I can hide my tail normally.
Yeah. So do a either investigation or arcana check, one of the two.
Investigate 17.
Okay. After all the shit that's been happening around there, you have a inkling that more than likely it looks like like an occult-ish type of magic was used to do what this like unending pool of mist is doing.
You know what time it is?
Smash time?
Smash time.
I'll be right back.
So I
Yep.
rolled to attack it, right?
Yep.
9. 9.
You try to put all of your might into your blow, but with how the fighting was going and everything, it just basically kind of bounces off of the stone. It kind of chips the little statue in there, but other than that, and the guy eyes on the other statue that's staring at the fountain glow a little bit brighter. I guess that's what we're going to have to leave it to for right now.
I need to make my health bar 28 now.
Yeah.
So how are you doing, Seth? Are you working tomorrow?
Yep, 5 to 11.
9:15 to 3:15.
Yeah. They like you in the mornings. They like me in the evenings. Granted, I like choosing closings.
They like me whenever because I have a lot of afternoon shifts next week.
Hmm.
I wish they were morning shifts because I don't like being out there in the sun.
Understandable. How are the new courtesy clerks, by the way?
I only know of one and that's Austin, and he's acceptable for right now.
Yeah, I gotta interact with him. He was like completely out of it when he was following me around. He said that he didn't really sleep at all last night or that night, so I have to see him when he's actually get some sleep.
Did you see how thin his hair was?
Yep,
And he's only 23.
happens. Yeah, and then the other one is pretty decent, just needs like more experience basically.
Yeah, I don't know about I haven't seen the other one yet. Or at least I
Mhm.
haven't encountered him.
You will soon. Probably. Primarily, apparently, they want them to be the closing courtesy clerks because the ones that we usually are using, turns out that they want to go back to school, yo. So I'm like, oh, okay.
What did Nick go to do again?
Yeah, he said he'll be back. That's it.
I'm back.
Okay,
Oh, welcome
welcome
back. I love this song. This is actually really good. But I'll be swapping it out in about 2 seconds. There we go. Out of sight of the creepy house.
Mm-hmm.
With the creepy noises.
Mm-hmm.
The statue is starting to, like, its eyes start going brighter as you try to smash this.
Well, obviously it's time to smash statue.
Try. As you go for it, one of the hands shifts and grasps your weapon and has it in like a death grip.
Proceed to attack again.
With a disadvantage.
Let me just double check something really quick.
Two.
No. Do 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 do.
Just double
I don't
checking
know.
something really quick.
Do do do
I
do
don't know.
do 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 do.
So yeah, I attack again. 5, aka a natural 1.
It has a very strong. You tried to like rip out your halberd from its grasp, but it doesn't really pull from it. It just holds it, and you try to pull it away, but it was just not budging at all. Well, well, well. A bit of a rude person that you are. Just smacking things about.
It tends
Right.
to work.
Whoever taught you manners clearly failed.
My master was a crazy lady.
Well, it shows. Now, what is with all the ruckus there?
Breaking things. That should be
He,
obvious.
he ignores you, or like the statue ignores you for a second, and she seems to be staring at something. Goes, well, naughty, naughty. You did a good job. Destroyed a lot of them. That's good to hear. I don't want to really introduce myself as this. So I'll give you a little hint, and we'll be gone. Destroy this if you wish. This place has no meaning for me anymore. But do look for the bright shadow, would you? And the statue let goes of your weapon and just freezes.
What was that last part?
Do look for the bright shadow, would you?
And then something freezes?
And the statue freezes back into as it stops moving and talking. It just stays a statue, and it let goes of your weapon.
I smash.
Okay, roll.
17.
You smack it, and it noticeably starts cracking. You need it one more time. Doesn't really do too much this time.
I have 6 hours. I have plenty of time.
Try again. Another failed attempt, but like some of the stone starts to chip away on the outside. After a little bit more frustration, you were able to smash it, and it crumbles onto the ground in pieces, in like big chunks.
I want to investigate it.
Okay.
19.
Although it's in pieces, thankfully for yourself, and your little investigation, you were able to get like full rune clusters on pieces, and you were able to basically get a good picture of like a couple of the rune clusters to show people if you want to get a little bit more information about it. You do know that the rune clusters are magic based, and you can probably infer that it more than likely is the cause of it being able to animate and talk and potentially look at other things. Other than that, it's just a statue that's able to talk and interact with things.
Okay, time to break the fountain.
Okay.
14.
The statue and it crumbles into the fountain, and like parts part of the bowl starts to crack as you hit it.
13.
Cracks
10,
a little bit.
11. 9. 23.
After a couple more attempts of trying to whack it, another good hearty whack was able to actually break it in half, and the contents of the water or of the liquid just sloshes out of the half cracked fountain.
So no more fog?
It kind of dissipates, but it still stays there for a little bit. It might take a little while for it to disappear.
I tell Jayu what happened and the chunks I found.
Oh, the first thing you notice is that she's actually rather angry at you. Like, you could just see the actual anger, like, in her face. Like, you could have set off a trap. You could have done something, and clearly someone knows that we were here.
Pretty sure they already knew we were here.
Oh, most certainly now. But, on the other hand, what is done is done. Now, for the symbols, it's a traditional way of communications, primarily used uh, by the prince, actually. Usually used in a way for him to give speeches to multiple towns. The only place that has a statue of the prince is actually in the castle of Silla in this area.
So I broke a statue of the prince?
Nope. This statue, from your description, is not of the prince. It's the same technique and the like, but someone else made these. It's a hooded figure, indistinguishable between a man or a woman. And considering how you described him, more than likely some cultist. This bright shadow concerns me, though. There's been rumors of a person known as the Bright Shadow. Little hearsays and the like. I don't know anything really clear about them or her, aside from the fact that they inspire or condemn people. But it also makes kind of some twisted sense. Kind of as she strokes her chin a little. You see, the information and the like, the fact that the Bavaria family manor was being used by cultists the and what has been going on, it wasn't hard to find at all. Now, most cultists, they prefer to stick to the shadows and not really get involved with a lot of things. In fact, that is kind of how this group of cultists usually worked. But now I have to double check the information because there's a good chance that we were fed the information to deal with this for some reason. Make no mistake, the Bright Shadow is a cultist. Very much so. And if the rumors are true, a very persuasive cultist. Keep your guard up if you ever meet someone that declares themselves the Bright Shadow. More than likely, he would worm his way in and will tell you that what he does and what others do is a necessary thing. Of some sort. Most of the cultists here, no doubt, are rather evil, obviously. And noticeably so. We do not want any cultists, especially of the Dark Gods, around. They only bring trouble. And that's basically all she knows about the Bright Shadow.
Okay. So now we just wait here for 6 hours.
Pretty much, yeah. No, we have to actually, for our peace sake, actually wait for 6 hours.
Oh, alright. I'm gonna start playing some, I'm gonna bring out some, cards. I'm gonna write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up to, like, 52.
You want to play some cards? I got you some cards.
Mm-hmm. And now it's time to play some... poker. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I'm gonna write a nice little symbol in the corner of each of them. We got our hearts,
Yes.
a dragon, a spade, and a fork. Alright, now, here are the rules. Alright, so, depending on what number you get, that's the highest thing. 12s are a little weird. They can both be the highest and the lowest number. Don't worry about it, that's just how it works, okay? So, whoever... So,
These rune pieces are useless, right?
What?
These rune pieces I got are useless, right?
Primarily, yeah.
Okay.
They're
Dumped.
used to be able to make the thing animate, basically, and talk.
Okay, dumped.
As Genezel like makes cards to play with, and you guys, you see the children are kind of leaning in and pretending to like try to hide the fact that they're interested, but they are. Especially like the Eris is basically trying really hard to not pay attention to what you're doing. And you guys end up actually playing cards. And after about a game or two, the children start asking to play as well. And as you guys play this game, a contingent of about 3 or 4 other witch hunters appear, grim-faced, as they enter the grounds. I'm not gonna pull out the tokens for these.
Yeah, but you're gonna be leaving this area like immediately.
Yeah. As they approach, Dayu salutes them. Uh, right on time. Thank you. One of them, a gruff-looking dwarf, salutes back. Of course. As it is, we wish to be able to get through here as soon as possible. Details before we get in. And Dayu starts talking with them and like gesturing towards you guys and the children as appropriate through her tail, and they all nod and they have like notes, and it looks like they're like having a bit of parchment that they're writing in. Hello. This is certainly a pickle. Yeah. And Dayu nods slightly. Yeah. Especially considering that we more than likely were helped by the bright shadow. Of course. Well, this is a little bit higher than probably necessary. Dayu, you will need to be seeing the commander. He is the best source, and we more than likely will need to have him check things. His own contacts and the like. If the bright shadow isn't getting involved, then this is going to be a little bit more convoluted, and it's going to be a lot more complicated. You can do so after you escort the children and these fine adventurers back to Still, and then head over to the headquarters. Dai gives a bow. Of course. Good luck. And a lot of you leave the grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright. And oh, this extension of that you give me, by the way, is fantastic.
What does it do?
It helps with Roll20, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah, swap you guys after walking a little bit more. going to do that, and you can go back.
Now to zoom out like crazy, because this area is huge.
Yep. Don't worry, there's another place that's super big too. And here you are. You're in here, and I'm gonna have to cut it short, unfortunately. But you guys come back. And in the southern Silov, you triumphantly return. And
Hooray!
Oh
you,
boy, I have Ember Warp.
yeah, don't
I
do
have,
something stupid with it.
I have a shiny rock.
You have a shiny rock, he has a ever-burning Ember Warp.
What? Why would I ever want to do anything stupid with it? I mean, come on.
Because I know you.
It's not like I'm gonna make a nice meal out of it or anything.
Probably not, but I wouldn't also be surprised if you do something like throw it on a building or something to see if it burns.
I was really tempted to eat it when you said that mutations were a thing.
Oh.
That's probably from the Dragon Keep, the thing that the dungeon dudes made. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm.
Because one of the
Drakenheim. Drakenheim, that's what
mutation
it is.
options is probably, oh hey, you grow an extra arm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's that one. So you could have an extra arm. However, I will tell you right now, here's a good chance it's not going to grow in a good, convenient place.
Oh no, it's gonna be like a third leg.
Yeah, basically. It's going to be conveniently somewhere, and you're going to look at it and you're going, no, at least I have another hand. But it's useless. Or something along those lines. But yeah, that'll
As
be
the
it for
sigil.
tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Was good session.
Yeah,
Did you
if it's short.
did you expect me to go smash the statue and stuff?
I had a feeling you would. I kind of you kind of triggered the bright shadow a little early, but other than that. But that's all you need to worry about on that one.
Okay. But at least I gave you some little tidbits of backstory to work with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't worry. It'll be worked with.
In
Alright.
one way or another. Hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
I believe we're gonna swap that out.
Anyway, thank you all for enjoying. Bye.